All right, let's talk about building serious wealth. But we're going to skip the flashy stuff, the startups, the Wall Street chaos. Instead, we're diving into the nerdy jobs, the ones hiding in plain sight that are paying out big time. Let's get into it. You know the old playbook, right? Go to school for a decade, become a doctor or a lawyer, and boom, you're set. But what if that path, that supposed dream, is actually a financial trap? Okay, just look at this. The difference is kind of staggering. The dream path of becoming a doctor, we're talking 8 to 12 years of school and walking away with over 200 grand in debt. Ouch. Now compare that to a job you've probably never even heard of. A statistics validator. 4 years of school, little to no debt, and you start with a high salary anyway. The numbers here are screaming that there's a much, much smarter way to get ahead. So what's the takeaway? It's that the old rules just don't apply anymore. That six-figure goal is absolutely still on the table, but the roadmap most people are following is completely broken. It's time for a new strategy.
And listen, the problem isn't that you want to be successful. That's great. The problem is the map you've been given is outdated. We need a new way to look at careers, a better system to figure out what's actually a good investment of your time and your money. And that's where this idea, the Top Trunks system, comes into play. You can think of it like your secret weapon. It's a simple framework for uncovering these hidden gems in the job market and seeing what their real potential is. The whole Top Trunks system really just boils down to 3 key things. First, earning power. How much can you make and how fast can you get there? Second, the beginner score. How easy is it to actually get your foot in the door? And third, survivability. Is this job still going to be around in 10 years or is it going to get automated away? With these 3 metrics, you get a crystal clear picture of a career's potential. So, enough with the theory. Let's actually put this system to work. We're going to pull back the curtain on a couple of these nerdy careers that are blowing past the so-called dream jobs, and you'll see exactly why they're such powerhouses for building wealth. All right, first on the list, the statistics validator. I know, the name doesn't exactly scream excitement, but trust me on this role is an absolute undercover powerhouse. Let's see how it does on the Top Trunks system. And there you have it. The scores are just incredible. A 9 out of 10 for earning power and a 9 for survivability. That is huge. Plus a really strong 7 for the beginner score. This is exactly the kind of overlooked, top-tier career path we're looking for. So what on earth does a statistics validator actually do? Well, think of them as the fact checkers for AI. In a world that's becoming more and more dependent on data and algorithms, somebody has to be the quality control. They make sure all that information is accurate and reliable. And with AI just exploding right now, the demand for these folks is skyrocketing, while the supply of them is still low. You know what that means? A perfect recipe for a very high salary. So if statistics validators are protecting the integrity of data, our next role, the content risk reviewer, protects the integrity of our online world. They are basically the digital guardians for some of the biggest brands on the internet. And would you look at that, an impressive 8 out of 10 across the board. That high beginner score, an 8, is really something to pay attention to. It means this is a field with a pretty low barrier to entry, which makes it a fantastic option if you're looking to make a career change. Content risk reviewers, they're on the front lines of internet safety. They're looking at everything from comments to ads to make sure it all follows the rules. They're literally protecting companies from getting into huge legal trouble or having a PR nightmare. That role is absolutely critical, and their paychecks definitely reflect that. So we've looked at these 2 jobs, the statistics validator and the content risk reviewer. But they're more than just jobs. They actually point to a bigger, way more powerful strategy for building wealth in today's world. This right here is the heart of it. This is the main takeaway. The spotlight is usually just a distraction. The real money, the serious opportunities for wealth, are found in the essential, complex, and often boring industries that almost everyone else overlooks. So what's your new strategy? It's simple. Stop following the crowd. Start actively looking for those unsexy industries and figure out what critical problems they need solved. Because that is the sweet spot. That's where you find low competition and incredibly high opportunity. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your next move? What overlooked, nerdy, and unbelievably valuable problem are you going to choose to solve? The opportunities are out there. They're just waiting to be found.